Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Serving Sunshine, presented by YIFNO. It's our first show. I'm Wutcher. I'm here with our co-host Lily and our other co-host Dylan. We're basically starting a podcast show just because we feel like it. Personally, I'm conducting a social experiment on myself to get more comfortable in front of the camera. See how I stuttered there? So you guys don't feel as uncomfortable as I do shooting this. But let's go forward. Yeah, we don't want to keep you guys here for too long. We have our first interview actually with Justice Silvera. Dylan missed it, as we said in the beginning of it. But before we go to that interview, we have a word from one of our sponsors. And that sponsor is us, because no one else would sponsor us. So
Take matter in
enjoy.
your own hands.
I have taught Andre Wade for the last 3 years and seen him grow into really a superb ball striker.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first episode of Serving Sunshine, presented by YIFNO. This is our first interview, and we have a very special guest coming all the way from LA, up-and-coming director, Justice Silvera. He flew in. It wasn't for this interview, but it was for something else. Why'd you fly in?
For some music video work I had to do.
Oh, yeah?
My brother's NFL draft coming up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, just so our viewers know, our audience knows, probably just my inner friend group who watches this, tell us a little bit about yourself. Like, what do you do? What's your background? Like, who is Justice Silvera?
Okay. Well, I guess first off, I guess my sign. I'm a Pisces. Nah, I'm fucking around.
Damn, we're doing that?
Nah, G.
Astrology, fuck yeah.
Nah, I don't be fucking with astrology like that. But nah, yeah, bro. I'm born and raised in South Florida, bro. You know, went to a lot of high schools and middle schools and shit.
Yeah, we
moved
know
around,
that.
you know what I mean? You know, I played football my entire life, probably like since from 8 till 22 is when I was playing football. And then it just kind of, you know, that was my first love, really. You know, it's something that like I contributed my whole life to. Anybody who really knew me knew like anything I do, like I usually try to put like I put my life into it. Like it's a part of me, you know what I mean? Which is probably why music videos and film and just cinema itself like hold so dearly to me, is because like it's a part of me, you know. But yeah, I just played football my entire life. Then once the pandemic hit, you know, I had to make a change, make a switch. I was about to get ready to graduate. My last season of football got canceled because of COVID, which is like very heartbreaking. Like it like fucked me up bad. And then like it was just really that.
Yeah, I can't imagine how much that affected you. I mean, especially going into your senior year. I mean, for most of us, it was like, damn, we can't party for another fucking year.
Well, so wait, how do you guys
for you,
know
it was
each
a different
other?
story.
Yeah,
So,
she had a talent, yeah, for sure.
but
Well, so wait, how do you guys know each other then?
So when I moved to Weston,
that's my sugar daddy.
no, I'm his only
Pause.
black friend. That's fine. Nah, when I moved to Weston, actually, like I moved to Weston probably when I was like 13. So like I could end up going to Cypress Bay because like they were like one of the best schools at football at the time, like in the area.
You're on the team, right?
Yeah. But
Yeah, ironically.
actually, I ended up playing at Western Warriors one year because my cousin and my uncle, like my uncle was a coach out there, and my cousin was a really good football player out there, James Houston, on the Detroit Lions. They asked me to come out there, and then Wutcher's dad was actually my O-line coach. And then yeah, so you know I was learning a lot from Coach Will. But then there's just like one day in practice, like I remember it vividly, like which is like, what's up, bro? Like, and I'm like, what's up? Like, I think we're doing one-on-ones. We're in one-on-one period. And like, like, what's good, bro? Like, and I'm like kind of a secluded person when you first meet me. I'm not like the most outgoing. Like I like to just, feel out the room and, temperature check.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, and then Witch was just talking to me, and then bless you. So and so then we just started chopping it up, and he was just like, "Oh, bro, where you live at?" And I was like, "Oh, bro, I live in so and so." He's like, "For real?" He's like, "I live in there too." And I'm like,
Neighborhood
"Huh?"
boy.
Yeah, and then like I end up finding out like I live in the back of the neighborhood, Which lives in the front of the neighborhood, and we just started like hanging out hella, and like Which was a bad kid, so my house was one of the few houses he was allowed at growing up.
So we lived in San Mateo. You remember the story about when they flashed on the light of the car that was like abandoned there for like months? It was like right in front of my crib. The cops came, they flashed the light, and it was just a bunch of flies rushing to it. They ended up finding a dead body.
Yeah, crazy.
In that car?
Yeah, R.I.P.
In your neighborhood?
Yeah, that's the only reason they put up a gate.
Yeah. No, actually though, they didn't have a gate before. I didn't even think about that. It took a dead body to get them to have a gate. And we might have been the only non-gated community in like
all of Weston.
Yeah, all of Weston.
But nah, yeah. So me and Witch just hung out a lot. Like, we'll just be chilling and just kept building a bond like throughout it. And it's just been like that way ever since. He's always like supported me in everything I've done. Like from high school, when I was transferring in high school, like I remember Witch was like, one of the people like, bro, do what's best for you. And like obviously going to American Heritage changed me and my family's lives.
Yeah, 100%.
But
I was heated at first.
Yeah, I know you were, but he texted me like a day or two later, like, bro, just do your thing, bro, ball out.
I was like in my head, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, everybody else was like subtweeting me and shit. Like,
my boy's really gonna do that to me.
Yeah, before our last year, you know what I mean, going into the sunset. But yeah, so and he's just been my friend ever since. Supported me even when I was doing smaller videos, supported me when I was thinking about doing film. He's like, bro, like, you've talked about it before, because that's something I always say when we're growing up. Once football's done, like, I think I'm gonna step into film. And obviously it's because of my dad, too, like why I'm even in this shit.
Why is that?
Well, tell us a little bit about your dad.
So my dad, his name's Justice Silvera. He's the writer, creator, and director, producer of Shotas. It's a Jamaican like cult classic, because I'm Jamaican. Both my parents are immigrants.
Movie's fire.
Yeah, but it's one of those like gangster movies. It's the Jamaican Scarface. Like that's what people would call it.
I started like trying to speak Jamaican after watching it type shit.
Yeah, he'll eat a couple of fried dumplings and saltfish at my crib. And he's talking it.
Some curry goat and shit. Yeah.
But yeah, so he created that. And then he's done some other side projects and then written for some other people. Shotas is still like, it's just such a cult classic. He's still trying to find a way to get that out of his shadow, you know what I mean, himself.
Sure, dude.
But yeah, without him, like none of this shit would have ever happened. You know what I mean? Like he's the one who did it. He chose to do it to change, his life. And it ended up, he did it to pivot, from what he was doing. He was in the streets running around and doing a lot of dumb shit. He did all the thug shit, so I wouldn't have to be one of those kids, But yeah, he did all that. He made a pivot, and I ended up doing the same thing, making a pivot from the first thing I was attracted to, and then I pivoted into filmmaking as well. Like he was always on me about it, like, oh, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do this, and like I always tell him like, yo, like shut your ass up. Like, I love football, like football's what I love, like. And he'll always be telling me, he's like, I just have a feeling like you could do this. Like, I just have a feeling. Like, out of all my kids, I just have a feeling. And I'm like, all right, bro, you keep that feeling yourself. Like, I'm playing ball, He's
probably like, this is the weird one.
Yeah,
he's a little off. This guy's going into
I think he's the one missing something. But yeah, bro, he did that. And then he had like a studio where he brought my mentor now, which was his protege at the time, Christian Breslau. He's from down here.
You want to tell us a little bit about Chris, right? Chris, the director.
Yeah, Chris, the director.
I saw that. Okay.
Yeah, that's my big brother, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're the entire Breslau family. You know what I mean? Like, everybody there, like, it's like a whole second family to me. You know what I mean? They're invited to the cookout. You feel me? But yeah, with Chris, man, it's like he sets a standard. he sets a standard. You know, he went through a lot to get to where he's at right now. You know what I mean? He's still got a long way to go. I've met so many filmmakers, like, you know, in the 3.5 years I've been doing it.
Oh my God, you've
but
been
like,
doing it for 3.5 years.
Yeah.
That's insane. That's insane. Damn, dude.
Talent hangs around talent.
Yeah.
Iron sharpens iron.
But
type of shit.
yeah, you feel me? But yeah, bro, like he's just like phenomenal, bro. Like his knowledge, like is crazy. Like the way he prepares is crazy, and like that's something that I really like. It attracted me a lot because like I was a football player, and like the one thing about me, I was so big on preparation, you know, and putting in the work and putting in the hours. Right. You know what I mean? Like I really believe you do have to put in those 100,000 hours, you know. Sure. And he was one of those dudes. He probably put in fucking 600,000. You know what I mean, to get to where he's at. And he just pushes me in so many ways. You know, like I could, you know, bring a treatment to him that I've written, and like, you know, he'll know if like I have more in there. You know what I mean? He'll be like, nah, like up it, bro. Like there's something you could do. Like he just wants the best out of me constantly. Like
keep going.
Constantly, bro. Like it's crazy. Sometimes it frustrates me. I mean,
100%.
And I know he sees it, but like at the end of the day, like, you know, it's like I wouldn't want it any other way though. You know, like he's just somebody that, and he's helping so many other kids, like other than me, you know, younger kids. You know, we got like these two. Yeah. Yeah, he's a man, nah, for sure. Him and his brother Mikey, who's the head of production at the company as well. Yeah, so like it's a whole family thing. Like he started with all his best friends. You know, he's bringing me on. Like my dad and him were super close, you know, for years. So he brought me on. So he really keeps in the family, and he's been expanding, bringing in like other younger directors. Like we got these other 2 directors at the company, and the company's name is Lucky Bastards Inc. Just if y'all know, it's definitely a different
fire
name.
Yeah.
But inspired by one of my dad's old companies. But
it's not to cut you off. Yeah, it's cool though to see like that whole family tree. Like your dad was his mentor. Mm-hmm. Now he's taking on you as his mentor. Like if he has a kid, that's your mentor.
I'm gonna share my kid, bro. You know, Brittany and Chris, give me. I'll take care of y'all kid.
Little Chris.
But yeah, bro. Like we got like these other younger directors, Chadrick and Sandeep. It's a duo. They're like they're the new age like Daniels, bro. Like they're super dope. They went to NYU. Like they've done, they're some dope kids, bro. And they get down like any way possible because they're film school kids. You know, I wasn't a film school kid. I was YouTube University. You know, but
I think that's everyone here.
They're super dope. He's bringing in some other directors too, some other female directors. It's pretty dope. I haven't had the chance to meet him yet, but like all I hear is great things about him. So like I'm excited, for like what the whole team's doing and what Chris is building. Like he's building an empire for sure with his company.
As far as like inspiration goes in the industry, is there anyone like you really look up to there?
Definitely. Like I said, like my dad for sure. You know what I mean? Easily. If my dad didn't like have the like hard points he had throughout his career and like, you know, the trials and tribulations, which is all knowledge for me now. But if he didn't have those, like I'm telling you right now, people may look at me crazy when I say this, but my dad would have been holding up an Oscar. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like if he didn't, I'm telling you right now, like he would have. You know, it might be people would be like, "Oh, that's just his son talking," but like people who know my dad know his talent. Yeah. So you know, he's learned from it, and he's giving me his knowledge, so my roadmap's quicker. Same thing for Christian as well. He's another big one for me. Like just seeing where he's going to. Like I can't wait to see him do his first feature. It's gonna be something that's like super dope. But
well, he was just at the VMAs, right?
Yeah, he was just at the VMAs, bro.
That's crazy.
Fucking swept it. He lost to Taylor Swift though, but for best direction. But
he should have pulled a Kanye.
Yeah, industry baby like. Yeah, saying Lil Nas is supposed to win this award. But he still won 4. So he was nominated for 7, I believe, 7 or 8, and then he won 4. So at the end of the day, that's still crazy, you know. But he just didn't get that best direction.
So he won 4.
Yeah, he won for VFX, best collaboration, video for good for his video Lizzo.
And he was up for 7.
About the time, yeah, he was up for 7.
Damn,
he's up for
I'll
7.
Take those
4 out of 7.
Yeah, you know. So he
hardware.
definitely is, bro. So it's like, he sets that standard. And it's like, bro, he's won a Cannes Lion, which is like, you know, that's right below a Grammy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For the level of the award, you know, Cannes Lion. He won that for Industry Baby. He's won Shot List Awards. He's won so many. So it's like, bro, he set a standard where it's like, bro, you better shoot up higher, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got no choice.
Well, that's what you were telling me before. You trying to go for the big four, no?
Yeah. The Ego, the Emmy, Grammy, Golden Globe, and Oscar.
Easy money, you got that.
I mean, gotta put in the work, but lucky thing with this career is like, it's kind of the good thing about it is like the difference between this and football is that there's so much more longevity. You know what I mean? Like I got homies and friends who are like in the NFL right now. There's some who's on the teams who got their contracts. There's some who's bouncing around. They don't know what team they're gonna be on next season. They're getting cut here and there, pack the squad, blah, 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 And like that's not longevity, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you're making some good money in the NFL. You are. Like it's great. It's way more than this. But the thing with this is like, bro, I could do this until I'm 80, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I could do this forever. Like nobody, like there's nothing that like I just need my eyes and my ears, bro.
That's what,
you know what I mean?
Like it's no wear and tear on your body as long as you keep like this straight.
No,
you're good.
And the mental health side is important. Same thing as an athlete training your body. Bro. You got to train your mental as well for this. Like you got to. I take all my vitamin C and fish oils.
Bro, that's what I was gonna train. Well, I was gonna ask like a little bit later, but I guess it falls through now. So how did like football help you transition into directing? Like what did you take away from that? Like I know that football is a huge part of your life. Obviously, I played with you since we were like 11 or 12. But I know like the discipline aspect, but also the competitive aspects got to be in there because you want to win these awards.
Yeah, bro. Like that's in there. Like it's like you always want to chase that goal. Like when you're an athlete, like you have that mindset. That end goal that you have to reach. What you're putting the work in for. You know what I mean? Like why are you putting in this work? One of them is awards, but it's definitely the passion of it too. Is the biggest one. But I would definitely say like discipline for sure. Like putting in countless hours. You know what I mean? It's kind of I had to figure out how to move that personality because I didn't want to go into filmmaking and try to shift my mind only to work like just how filmmakers work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I wanted to be able to adapt and bring my personality into it. Because that's the thing. It's all about authenticity. You know what I mean? I don't want to be like everybody else.
Everything.
But definitely, yeah, putting in countless hours of work, waking up early. Like I'll go like I'm at Christian's house, like I live there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like working and learning and just like studying up on the craft. Like there's so many times like a lot of things I'll do is I'll study up on multiple like directors a lot, pretty much so many directors. But like I'll have like a week where like I'm just watching a certain person's work. So it's like, for example, like we were talking about some directors I look up to, like definitely like David Fincher, Spike Jonze. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like David Fincher, he did Fight Club, Social Network. He's done Benjamin Button, so many things. He was actually a music video director as well. Like that's one of the reasons I look up to him as well.
Did he start off as that?
He started off as a music video director.
Is that the same with Spike Jonze?
Yeah, Spike Jonze as well. Like he's another person I look up to because like just what he created outside of just him as a filmmaker, like creating Jackass is like unbelievable. Like
insane.
I remember watching his skate videos with my older brother because my older brother's a skater. So it's like that was super dope. So but it's like studying the craft. Like I remember like, okay, I'll spend that whole week watching Fincher's movies. Okay, then after I watch, say Monday I watch Fight Club, right? Then I'm gonna watch Fight Club. After I watch Fight Club, then I'm gonna bless you. Then I'm gonna watch Fight Club, and then I'm gonna move into, and I'm gonna study up on the cinematography of Fight Club. Okay, I'm trying to see how what type of lights they use. Like, say for instance, like I'll move to Seven because that's from the top of my head. Seven's another one of his films. Bless you.
Bless you.
And it's and then it's like for Seven, like I knew they used a lot of like kino flow lighting. Like they did this like silvering process, where they kept like the silver in the film to get the super dark like details in the blacks, you know what I mean, in the shadows, and like I'm studying up all that type of stuff. I'm studying up the camera movement. Who's the DP? Okay, the DP for Seven was Darius Kanji. Okay, now let me look into Darius Kanji's work. What does Darius Kanji do? Okay, how does Darius Kanji work? Okay, he uses a lot of teal and orange lighting. He uses some type of amber lighting sometimes. Okay, like it's kind of like it's just like a whole domino effect of studying. Okay, Fight Club was built off of a book. It was originally a book how they created that script. Okay, now I'm gonna study up some of the script. I'm gonna read the script. You know what I mean? And see what in the film was the same as the script. And I'll probably watch that film probably 2 or 3 times that day. That's a lot of the stuff I do when I wasn't working.
See, like that's how I know you're passionate about this because I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I don't know a lick of that. Hunter might know, but I don't know, but
Yeah.
I mean, bro, I think it's with everything. You just do your research and everything. If you actually love what you're doing, you're gonna do it.
Nah, yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
I do this shit like all the time. Not the camera stuff.
Yeah.
Getting over my
Oh,
fear of
just
that.
Yifno itself.
But yeah, just like making clothes,
Yeah.
throwing events and stuff, it's cool. I mean, but that creative process you have, work ethic,
I mean,
like,
that's insane.
bro.
Because it really sounds like you have a love for it in a way of like, I don't want to just like know the camera angles, but like I want to see everything from start to finish. Like just being able to read the script and feeling like you can get inspiration and learnings from that. Like,
Yeah.
that's insane.
Nah, yeah, thank you. Because it's like the same with football, though. Like, when I was playing football, like, for instance, like, I played center. So my favorite player was probably, like, Jason Kelsey. You know what I mean?
Legend.
And yeah, legend. You feel me?
Batman.
But, like, he's been a legend to me, like, before, like, everything with social media for him. Like, you know, just studying about him, like, seeing how athletic he was as a center. The way he'll do his scoop pulls and, like, his loop around. Seeing his footwork. Where his feet are landing. Like, studying all those little details. Where is his hand placement as he's doing his pass, bro? Is it single punches? Is he doing double punches? You know, what shoulder is he attacking? You know what I mean? Like, how's he, like, it's all those type of things. Like,
No, I'm cashing on because
Yeah.
I'll still do the same thing sometimes when I'm watching ball and I'll look at the defensive ends. Yes, I was a defensive end at like
He's much
195
bigger,
pounds. but like I'll see like when I'm watching the game, I'll just like lock in on defensive ends, see if they're what move they're hitting, swim, rip, push, pull type shit. But like
but the same thing, just even when I'm watching any type of like content, like what's the framing? What third is it on? Is it like, are we getting like a profile from like the negative third to make them feel uncomfortable? It's like so many things, like, and seeing how they're conveying emotion and whatnot, you know, like through the visual angles, through the lighting, through, you know, through the actors. Like, there's so much stuff. Like, it's like I'll say it's like peeling back the onion. You know what I mean? Like, if you were to just peel back every single like piece of the onion, like it's so many layers. You know what I mean? So I look at the same way when I'm like creating, like I want there to be layers to my work, and I'm still getting better at it. I'm probably doing like a small onion right now.
Yeah.
I ain't making no big onion yet, but like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm still just constantly trying to figure it out. Like, how am I adding so much more like depth to, you know, to whatever I'm trying to like convey, you know, like whatever I'm trying to spread.
No, for sure.
No. Yeah, so I mean, I would say the next thing I would ask would be like what like made you pick up the camera and start doing that type of work? Like, I know you said during COVID, that was your senior year. So is that when you really picked up the camera, started like going to work? Like, what was your first job like?
So it's kind of weird. Like, I remember the exact day when I decided to think about it. Like, I remember it was when they called me. My coaches called me and said, "Justice's fall season's canceled. We're thinking about having a spring season. We know you're graduating in the fall. You know, like, you know, let's take some time to think about what you're gonna do. You know."
And this
At
was
first
at what university? Colgate?
At Concordia, Concordia, Chicago, over in Riverford.
So that-
They called me. Like, I made like an emotional decision at first. I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna take the semester off." You know what I mean? And I'm gonna go back in spring because I love football so much. I'm like, fuck it, I'll play the spring season even if it's 5 games. I put in so much work. You know what I mean? But then like there was one day like I was chilling. I was just on YouTube fucking around. And then I think something came up like from like the Oscars, and it was Bong Joon-ho's the director of Parasite. So it was the 2017 Oscar. It was 2017 or
great
2016.
movie, by the way.
I haven't seen
Yeah,
it.
a great film.
Great
But
film.
I
Korean.
seen his Oscar speech, and then when he was just congratulating, you know, Scorsese, Sam Mendes, Todd Phillips, Tarantino, you know what I mean? And then I went back and I'm like, you know what, like, let me watch all these films that were nominated for Best Direction that year. So I watched Joker, I watched Parasite, I watched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I watched 1917.
All
So
bangers.
You feel me? Yeah, and I watched all those
What was your
films
favorite?
That was all in one year?
one day.
I'm saying that
Yeah.
that like lineup.
Oh, that
was all
lineup
in
for
the
Best
same
Direction.
year.
Oh yeah, it was a powerhouse, bro.
Wait,
That
so
year.
of those, which one was your favorite?
So it's kind
I would
of
say Joker for me, honestly.
I'll say like either it's so many different things. Like I love Joker because like they made you feel bad for the fucking shitty people. You know what I mean? Like, you know, at the end of the day, like the Joker was like the Joker was like still a person you felt bad for, but at the same time, like, you didn't want to feel bad for him either, because like, you know what I mean. But then once you see the backstory, you see with his mother and everything.
I thought he was just having like a really bad trip.
Yeah.
Well, it also just brings up all these elements of like mental health in a way.
Exactly. Like that was a great point. Like, you know, and then like, but for me, like I'd say personally, like, but then it's like Once Upon a Time is like entertaining.
That's
mine. Yeah, it's entertaining.
Was
like
1917 the one where they just took it
one
all
take?
in one
Yeah,
take?
it was all
That's
one take.
insane.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, but
And when you watch it and you know that, you're like, that's unbelievable.
it doesn't even make sense. Yeah,
No, it
some of
doesn't
the
make
hidden
sense.
cuts. That shit and like Birdman dropped like back to back, I think. But both
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, that last scene is like
it's insane.
Movie was great. Jet Li gets his
fucking he gets his ass thrown into the side of the car.
And then that end scene where the dog just
fucked everybody up, and then he fucking burned him in the fucking pool and shit.
Crazy.
But I'll probably say like my favorite of all of them is probably Parasite, because like it was so interesting how like it was a Korean film, you know, and even if I watched it without subtitles, it's like I still almost like feel what's going on in the scene.
That's insane.
You know what I mean? And like just kind of like how the camera was moving, and just it was so many things. Like it was a very poetic film.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like it's crazy when you think about it. Like if you could watch an international film like with no subtitles and like get what's going on just because of the visual language, like I think that's insane. You know, and you know Scorsese with Irishman, like Irishman was great as well, because that was another one.
Scorsese just dropped bang.
Yeah, he's the GOAT, but I'll definitely say it was Parasite, probably. So it's like after I watched Parasite and Joker, like those like the last two that I watched out of all of them.
You're like, this is
I called my dad and I was like, "Yo, bro, like I'm gonna do it. Like I gotta get in. You feel me? Like I remember I was on the balcony at my mom's crib and I called him and I was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna do it, Dad. And my dad was such a like, you know, he's a big COVID. Like he didn't see me at all in the pandemic because he doesn't play that. But he helped me out. He gave me some money to go get my camera, and yeah, bro, it was that. And I remember I DM'd Christian that same day. You know what I mean? It was June of 2020. I remember I was checking it out actually like a couple weeks ago.
That's like 2 months into COVID.
Yeah, it was like so it was like right into COVID, you know. And I remember like I DM'd Chris like, "Yo, bro, like what's good? I don't know if you remember me. Like I know it's been a minute." He's like, "Oh, bro, of course I remember you, bro. Like what do you need?" And I'm like, "Bro, like I'm thinking about getting the film and all this shit." He's like, "Oh, bro, we need more Silveras in the film game, bro. Like let's go, bro." Like, you know, like he was positive from the get. You know what I mean? Like
that's huge, though.
And it's crazy because like he's not my family. Like he's not my blood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like when you have somebody who's not your blood believing in you too, like you appreciate that. You know what I mean? Because like my family's always going to believe in me, and that's one of the reasons I work so hard is because of them. They're my biggest motivation, you know. But yeah, and then I just kept working. I worked with a lot of local artists, like D30 out of the city, FB Poop, CYD Ja. Like they're a lot of like, you know, big guys like down here locally, and like even just in the entire, you know, South region, like they're buzzing. But I was working with them, and then I remember I did this video for my dad's two homeboys. They were both in Shotas for Spaga Benz and Kamani Marley. The video never came out. It never saw the light of day. But I sent the video to Christian, and then Christian was like, "Oh, okay, like I see something. Like, okay, you doing a little something." Like I told a little story narrative. Like it was like some cool shit, like a girl drugging a dude and stealing his organs and shit like that. Like, it's like, yeah, and he was just like, "Bro, like you thought of that and you had nothing to shoot it with. Like I just had my Sony. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
oh my God.
I was just shooting with my Sony." He was like, "Oh, this is cool." Like, and like wherever the girl went, like she was causing chaos and shit like that. Like her energy was like, I'll show y'all it after. But it's like all that shit happens, and then I sent it to Christian, and he's like, "Bro," he calls my dad, and he's like, "Yo, like I think Justice should slide out to LA. Like, you know what I mean? Like instead of just fucking off the local rappers back at the crib, like I think he should, you know, come with me and rock with me, like learn under me for a little bit, and I'll see what videos I could get him, you know." And then there we go. Like shit just slowly kept rolling. I kept showing up every day, kept trying to work at his crib. I packed up my shit, went to LA, like, you know.
Acting that different to see you got there. It's actually crazy. I get like a text back like 2 days later. Like, "Hey, bro, I didn't see this, but I saw you post on your story." I sound like a crazy ex right now. But I mean, I would circle into like, who's your celebrity crush? That's what I want to know. Like, I know you want to work with someone. Why? You're blushing.
Bro, you're funny,
Get a little
bro. Because
red.
he's funny, bro. He's funny. But definitely like it's probably like I'll say like a three-way tie.
Yeah.
Three-way tie. So like I don't know if when y'all do it, like they might pop up on screen. Boop, boop, boop. But it's probably Georgia Smith. She's an artist, like great artist, like yeah, great music. You know what I mean? SZA. Yeah. I remember I seen some. Yeah, Christian actually shot the video for Kill Bill. The Kill
Really?
Bill video. Yeah, he shot that video.
For real?
Yeah.
Was that his idea conceptually as well?
Yeah, that was his.
Damn,
yeah.
that's fucking
Yeah,
insane.
I was in the office. He was actually making that shit on his honeymoon. He's fucking. That's what I be talking about. Like he's fucking
I
crazy.
feel flex on. Like,
Yeah.
I already know.
Right?
Not here. Or like
You know what I mean?
anywhere near here.
Yeah, boys at Coachella right now, but
I'm supposed to be there. But GA.
But yeah, SZA. I remember I seen somewhere SZA said she liked Pisces. Like I was like, I want to be on set. Yo,
Yeah.
I'm Pisces.
Yeah.
And then yeah.
I'm like,
But now I'm playing. But definitely those two artists, I'd love to work with them. You know, like obviously, you know, they're super dope. Then I don't know if y'all seen the show Sex Education. You ever
I've
seen
heard
that
of it,
before?
but, like,
Great show. Like,
yeah.
Lori Nunn, like she's a female, like she's a young writer too from
Yeah.
the UK. Like she's one of my favorite writers for sure. Most of my favorite writers are females.
Is
but,
it a comedy?
It's a comedy,
Yeah.
yeah. Comedy / drama, but it's mainly on the comedy side. But it's probably this girl who plays the character Ruby, Mimi Keene.
I like
She's
that name.
pretty, yeah.
Mimi
But
Okay.
yeah.
Well, you've
That's
had
it,
such an established career in like even just like the last 3 years, which is insane.
Yeah.
So you've had the ability to work with already so many famous
Yeah.
artists. Who have you worked with that you would like to share about?
I mean, who I've been working with the most recently, like the last three videos I shot, they've been for Marshmello.
Does he ever
For sure.
take the thing off? Like,
I've never seen him.
really?
I've never seen him before.
That's insane.
He's like, y'all ever seen like the little?
I got a picture of Marshmallow
yeah.
on my page.
It's got to be so
He's
sweaty
wearing a
under there.
shirt, but it's just me putting on the mask.
He's got like you know how like athletes have the tents that pop up on the sideline? Like he goes to the tent to take off his helmet. Yeah, he hits the tent.
For real?
No, I'm capping. I'm capping. The man ain't Clark Kent, but nah, he's definitely like super dope, bro. Like one of the most like humblest people I've ever met. You know, like takes direction very well. Like very talented, even like from like an acting side, because it's not like he's singing in the songs and performing.
Right.
You know, he's just bringing a certain energy. You know what I mean? He brings a great energy on set. Like he's ready to work. You know what I mean? He's down forever. Like he looks at me, what you want me to do? You know what I mean? Like let's get it going. You know what I mean? And he's great. Their entire team's great. At like the whole like Shalizi group, like they're like dope people. Like and that's one of the great things. Like actually being so young, like being on those sets is like you see so many people who are successful and like they put in so many hours to get to where they're at. Like it's almost like a reminder. Like yo, that shit's gonna pay off. Like seeing dudes like Mello or working with dudes like Polo or Mello's manager Mo Shalizi, even Christian too. Like you see them, you're like, bro, like. It's gonna pay off, you know. When you see dudes like that,
and I think like hanging around like people like that and working with them, it just rubs off.
Mm-hmm.
So like you don't ever want to chill with like people that are not trying to elevate. You're elevating with these people that are already, let's say, at the top of the mountain.
Yeah.
But just want to keep going.
Yeah,
That's why they're at
exactly.
the top of the mountain.
And just
And
thinking
they're still
about and like for a dude like Mello to like, you know, fuck with a younger director like me, like I'm blessed for that. You know what I mean? Like it's super dope for him to give me the opportunities, you know, and appreciate my creative, you know. It's just something I'm always gonna remember. Like there's certain stuff that you're gonna remember throughout your career, and like these first like 3 years, like some of the artists I work with are gonna be people.
I can't imagine what you're gonna do in the next 3 years.
You just have to see.
What's the weirdest thing you've been asked on?
What's the weirdest thing?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Like, what's something super
Or like,
weird?
have you like worked with any like divas? Or just been no name dropping?
There's been divas. There's been divas. Like not even sets just sets I'm on. Like you see divas. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's one of those things. But yeah. I mean, they're for the most part me. Luckily, I've been blessed. You know, I've worked with some dope people and like great energy. So like I've never really had to deal with a superstar attitude.
There's not like a person that like only wants the blue M&Ms.
Oh, like that's the writer. Like that's production.
The
side.
writer's probably crazy,
I'm not getting the writer.
You're probably the weirdest person on set.
Huh?
You're probably the weirdest
He's the
person on
weirdest?
set.
Why?
Just you're weird, bro.
Nah, but yeah, most def is definitely, you know, dudes like Mello is a great artist. I love working with Murray, who's another artist at Mo Shalizi's camp, part of the camp. Yeah, I know Murray, bro. Like he's cooking, bro. He's cooking. It's like fine wine, bro.
Is
He's
he
getting
still-
that album going, bro.
Is he still under
He's
the babies?
No, he was never under the baby. He's under Mo. Mo has a label. So
Oh,
the
okay.
Shalizi group has a label called
Okay.
Pick Six Records, and it's partnered with Interscope. So that's who
it's a
Murray
juggernaut.
signed to. Yeah.
Yeah.
So but he's super talented, bro. Like, and his energy on set's like contagious, bro. Like, ain't no bad shoots when you're working with Murray. Like, even if bad shit's happening, like, you know, like the little meme with the dog fucking sitting in the fire, like Murray's not playing with that like bad energy, bro. And it's like, it's not like he'll say it. It's just like, you know, he's gonna bring it, you know. So it's like working with dudes like that teach me a lot, because it's like there's a lot of sets where like, you know, everything bad's happening. You know, I had
Yeah.
some of my recent videos have been like that, where it's like a domino effect of bullshit. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, fuck. Like did y'all see Babylon? Like the movie Babylon?
No.
Babylon? No. Or have you seen Okja? Remember Okja, the Bong Joon-ho movie? But it's like constant shit just flying, brother. I'm trying to clean up, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, you know, it's just bringing that energy. Like, you have to set the tone as the director, you know, like and that's probably one of the most like challenging things for me. It's been is, you know, I was playing center in football, so it's like I was a leader, but it's kind of like it wasn't like I was the quarterback. You know, when you're the directors, you're the quarterback. You know, you do have a lot of people protecting you, but at the same time, those people protecting you, you gotta put life into them.
But it
You know
doesn't.
what I mean?
It says this is a Justice Silvera film, music video, etc. Like your name's behind it.
Yeah, no, of course, you know, and there's stuff that happened on set that's unavoidable, and like you got to be able to pivot quick. I mean, you know, that's probably the biggest thing I've learned from Christian is like, you know, he always talks about pivoting. You know,
Right.
like when something happens, you got to be able to figure out another thing. You
Solution-based
know, like
thinking.
you know, like thinking like almost like Doctor Strange. Like that's like what he says, like where your head's just whoop, 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 thinking
Yeah,
of like all
yeah.
the possible outcomes of like how your production's going to run, you know, from before the production happens to when you get the video, you know, all that shit you're supposed to just, you know, think through, you know, to the end.
Jonah Hill, I saw like a video of him talking the other day about a specific director, and I wish
Probably
I remembered.
Scorsese.
I think it was, and he
Scorsese.
was like, what he does it so quickly, and kind of like to your point about making decisions fast. He's
You
like,
have to.
he thinks in a matter of 30 seconds, and it's all the right answers, and it's all the right moves, and it just makes perfect sense. And it's like, how did you get from point A to point Z so quickly and so efficiently? And he's
Yeah.
like, that's why he's the best.
No, that's literally what it is, you know, like, because sometimes not everybody's gonna be blessed where it's like you're gonna be able to like do multiple takes. You know,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, you only have 12 hours, 14 hours to be on set, you know, so it's like you have to be able to move. You have to be able to move efficiently, and like that's where a lot of directors get caught up at, where, you know, something bad could happen and then the video's just shit because of it. You got to figure out how to make, you know, find the pearl in the shit. You know what I mean? Like figure out what you could do, you know.
You literally
Find the golden nugget, you know.
You literally answered the next question I was gonna ask, like how do you overcome rejection, but you just got to keep it pushing, basically.
Yeah, like I mean, and even with like I'll say rejection as far as like you also mean too, like say if I don't like land a project, or
Like if you don't
something
land a
too?
project, if stuff's like going to shit, like you said on set, like you just like got to manage it.
Oh yeah, keep it pushing, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and if I like, as far as if I wanted to get a project though, is like say if I didn't get the video,
Right.
like it's kind of like it is what it is. Like they
Yeah.
probably just didn't like my taste. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? At the end of the day, not
It's not
like
personal.
not everybody. Like I don't really like fucking all Chinese food. You know what I mean? I'm Jamaican. You know what I mean? Like I don't eat all Chinese food. They didn't like that dish, and that's fine.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're like when you're a waiter at the restaurant, if the customer could say they don't like it, and it is what it is. You know, and I just gotta move it. But like, there's no time I'm ever gonna half-ass a treatment though. Like I know, like at the end of the day, like I was doing the best with the best knowledge I had at that time. Like
Yeah.
I never half-ass anything. Like I'm not going for that, ever.
So I was thinking of a question on the way over here, because I consider myself a creative as well in some aspect, nothing to the degree that you're at.
I
But
think everybody's a creative, bro.
as far as like your process, like I find it so fascinating, like when I watch your videos, like how you come to the table with like just this conceptual idea of something insane, right? Like how do you get there?
it really...
Is there direction from the artist and then you kind of go from there?
Okay,
or?
yeah, so I could kind of start from the top. So it's like we would get the song, you know, from the commissioner, management, whoever it may be that's like contacting us. Then like, yeah, we'll have a whole like brief letting us know. Like there's some artists who are like, yeah, you know, I want to do something that's, you know, I forgot, I'm trying to think of like the last video, I kind of had something like that. I think I just wanted to do something kind of like trippy or different. Or no, actually my Faruko video, that's a good example. I remember Faruko was talking to me and he just wanted to do something very heartfelt and comparing how, you know, people love you when you're at the top, but at the bottom they'll neglect you. So that's kind of where that whole like rich homeless concept came in and doing stuff like that. But so it kind of rolled in that, and that was something different for me. That brought me out of my comfort zone, because I'm sitting here, I'm like, whoa, how do you do like a club song and also make it like also very, you know, heartfelt at the same time visually? I'm like, oh shit.
And you're tapping into a whole different market.
Yeah, and on top of it, like this, that was my first, like Latin video.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was like,
yeah, you
like,
tapped in, bro.
You know?
Let's
Yeah,
go.
it's dope.
My
Yeah,
mom's
obviously,
gonna be happy.
Marshmallow and Faruko, that's crazy, you know? But yeah, so like they'll kind of send me it. I put the song in my program. I listen to the song probably fucking like 60 times before I start writing, you know, really feel the song, feel the beat, feel the cut points, you know, and break it down and just kind of let the song speak to me and what comes to my mind, you know, and just figuring out how to almost contain or you know, structure like my creativity, because like my mind's gonna go everywhere.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right,
like it's gonna go in so many different places, but I have to figure out how to, you know, contain it. You know?
Right. Organize
So,
it.
exactly.
Is there a specific way that you do that?
You know, it's kind of, say when I start listening to the song, like I'll go into my notes and then like I'll type in, you know, like I'll put like a title that says feeling, you know, and then like, what am I feeling when I'm listening to the song? What is the artist talking about? You know, what does the beat feel like? All that stuff. I'm just putting down multiple like different type of emotions.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then just getting a vibe from there. And then, you know, I have a fucking, like I'm a reference maniac. Like references, like as far as for other people's work, like how like I study so much other people's work. Like it could be a piece of art, it could be something I see on the street, like it could be anything, something I see on YouTube, something I see on TikTok, it could be anything. And like I have a shit ton of reference folders like in my notes, and it's like I'll start zooming through it, like I'll put little notes to myself when I find the references, like you know, like okay, like maybe at one point you could use this for a crazy like dance concept for the video. Like
I noticed that when you it was the Trenches remix, right? When you had them riding in the old schools, that had to be in reference, right?
Yeah, actually though, I didn't make the creative for that video. I didn't.
Damn, so I'm an asshole.
Yeah, you are an asshole. It didn't. But no, obviously I still did my own like remix to it. Like, yeah, I had to have a shit ton of references. I'm just fucking with you. But I just didn't come up with the creative. How that video landed to me was like crazy too. But
tell us that.
Yeah, it was just kind of.
Can't tease us.
Yeah, but it wasn't crazy. But just for me at the time, like I didn't shoot a single video yet. I was living in LA for probably like a month and a half now. I think I was at Christian's house one day, and he's like talking to me. He's like, "Yeah, bro, like I think the director that I had to write on this song, because he never had me write on anything yet either.
What does that mean?
Like the treatment, like the whole presentation to send to the artists and their team. He was like, yeah, bro, I think like the dude who I was gonna have directed, like he has to go to like a wedding. And I'm like, oh shit. And he's like, yo, like, you want to do it? I was like, yeah, like I don't really know. Like I'm a little nervous, but I'm gonna do it, you know. So it was literally like 2 days before the video, bro. Like I was like, oh shit. And like I never prepared for a video before. I go something so like, I was like, bro, it was definitely like overwhelming a little bit, but like.
But that's when you probably learned the most. You know?
Oh yeah, bro. Like I learned so much from that video, so much. Like, and I was working with a dope DP, my boy Corey Burmeister, sorry. But yeah, he's a dope dude too. But he definitely helped me out in that video. But yeah, I just learned so much, and it's like I also learned what I liked creatively and what I didn't.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that was more of like a heartfelt video, and it's like I have nothing against those type of videos, but it's also like I also look at it as like if you're gonna come and watch, you know, a music video, and like everybody's attention span is short. You know what I mean? Like
100%.
especially like you know TikTok and shit. Now I want to be able to figure out something that's why I talk about layers, because having those layers is what's gonna keep your attention the entire time. So it's like, how am I able to do such dope shit? So that's why I talk about like Spike Jones, or I'll talk about Christian, or I'll talk about a dude like Dave Myers, like all those dudes, like, or Director X, Hype Williams, all those dudes who did music videos, they just figured out how to keep you entertained the entire time. Same thing for commercial work. Cinemas, obviously, it's a longer stretch, you know, when you get into feature length stuff. But you know, you want to keep the viewer's eyes glued, you know.
Especially with like how quick everyone's attention span is now.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know when I like post some shit, I gotta keep in mind like 30 seconds to a minute long. Like this, like to sit down and watch a podcast or listen to a podcast, like you really need to just lock in or just be on a car ride.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, I want to do something though. I'm gonna read one of your Instagram captions. It says, long way down from the dudes I'm chasing. What do you mean by that?
From the dudes I'm chasing? Me. I'm chasing myself.
You didn't say dudes, but...
No, I said dreams. Didn't I say dreams or something?
Yeah, you said
long
dreams or heights.
Yeah, long way down from the heights I'm chasing. Nah.
I was a little...
I'm like, did I? But
I was a little skeptical. I was like, what's going on in LA?
Shut up, bro. Oh, you're funny, bro. No, bro.
All right, I have one last question. And I think you have one too.
I got a couple, yeah.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years? I mean, and also wait, pause. Do you feel as though you've been on the fast track as far as getting to where you are in the last 3 years? Like, do you see it? Yeah.
Like, yeah, like 1,000%. Like, I definitely think I am. It's just one of those things also where it's like, one of the things I try to like practice the most is gratitude. Cause like, I don't know what I'm doing right now. You know, like I'm a Christian, so like, I don't know what like God's really like having in store for me. You know what I mean? But He's definitely guiding me. You know what I mean? He's definitely guiding me like cause without God, like I'm not doing anything. Like I'm a big person of faith. Like that's how I keep myself grounded, highs and lows. It doesn't matter. Like I need God in my life, you know? But I would say, yeah, I'm on the fast track because there's dudes who I know who they spent 10 years to do the videos that I'm doing, you know? And in 3 years I'm doing it. And like, that's why I work so hard though, you know? Cause like, I'm so grateful. Like, it would be such like a disservice to so many people. There might be somebody out there who could do better with this opportunity if I'm not taking it serious, you know? Right. So it's like, I need to take it serious at every moment. That's why like I push myself so much.
Yeah. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I don't know.
Where do you want to be in 5 years?
I mean, like, my dream would be like, you know, before I hit 30, 31 is to be like the youngest director to ever win, like to beat Damien Chazelle, who did La La Land. He was the youngest to ever win for Best Direction. He was at 31 when he won for La La Land. I want to be like the youngest to do it and fucking the first black one. A black director's never won for Best Direction, ever. Like all the years of Oscars, it's never happened. Not Spike. You know what I mean? Not John Singleton, not Ryan Coogler, not Jordan Peele, not nobody.
But Justice Silvera.
I mean, that's my goal. You know, hopefully though, like deep down, if I'm being honest, like that's my goal. But it's like I would hope somebody does it before I have the opportunity to. You know what I mean? Because it's long overdue. Absolutely. You know what I mean? And we're like, as African American in this industry, is like we're taking it to different heights, and like everybody is, because it's just a medium where you don't see anything, you know. But there's a point where, you know, you saw color in the industry, you know, and it was a foothold, you know, and people were holding a lot of people of color back. But
you really looked at me like that.
But
why'd you fucking log eyes on me, dude?
It's funny, bro. But
I'm Hispanic.
But yeah, it's definitely just one of those things that, you know, I want to keep pushing for and change the culture and inspire so many kids, because it's especially down here, like there's people who are doing like videography and film, but like I don't think they understand where it could take them if they really focus. Absolutely. You know what I mean? Like you have a talent, you have a craft, like anybody could do anything, as cliche as it is. It's like you have an iPhone, go shoot it on your iPhone. You know, it's crazy. Like there's a short film that I want to try to shoot on my iPhone. Like I'm thinking of a way to shoot a short film on the iPhone. But that would be cool. Yeah, like there's been films like Tangerine by Sean Baker, like was shot all on iPhone.
I've heard of that.
Yeah. But yeah, it's definitely, you know, figuring out, you know, creative ways. But yeah, again, like just inspiring the youth, you know, for those kids to want to do that. You know, you don't only have to go try to be, you know, a rapper if you're from Florida, or be an athlete. You know, like I want the young black kids to be like, okay, like I could express myself with art. You know what I mean? I could express myself in that type of medium, you know, and show myself, my emotion, what I've been through, you know, or just make other people smile at the end of the day, you know?
Yeah, I think it's cool that like throughout the years, it's progressed where there's different avenues you could take. Like you said, like you don't gotta be a rapper. You don't necessarily have to be an athlete or any of that. I mean, don't get me wrong.
It's
All
hard.
great professions,
That's
great
hard.
sport. Yeah, it's sick. If you got it, you got
Yeah,
it.
it's
But I mean,
hard.
like, it's just, there's so many ways that you can go, like music, clothing, you do management. Like, there's just so many avenues that you can hit. And I guess, like, that kind of leads me into my next question would be, like, if you could tell your 13-year-old self anything.
The kid hanging out with Butcher in the neighborhood.
Yeah, the kid that hang with the bad kid in the neighborhood.
But
I wasn't fucking bad, dude.
Nah.
I just like smoke weed.
But nah, definitely probably like I'll tell my 13-year-old self definitely like I don't know, bro, like it's probably like I literally tell him, bro, you don't know what's about to happen, bro. You're thinking one thing, bro, and life's about to hit you so many different curveballs, you know. But definitely like always smile and keep a smile on your face, bro.
100%.
Don't get down, because you know there's a lot of times I'll beat myself up like as a little kid, you know, because I'm hard on myself. Even when I was a little kid, I was hard on myself. If like football wasn't going how I wanted it or any of that type of stuff at school, like there's just a standard that like, you know, my parents set that they just expected so much, you know, like
Shout
they're
out
both,
Roxanne.
yeah, you feel me, Roxanne and Seth, like they're like, they went through so much to get here, you know what I mean? Like my dad's from nothing, bro. He grew up the same shacks that you see in Shotas, like that's what he was living in with his 8 siblings, you know what I mean? Like that just wasn't, and he came from that, you know, and came to the U.S. And same thing for my mom. She moved to the U.S. with my grandparents, you know, and like they just worked so hard, bro. And like I don't know, just yeah, with Roxanne, she's just like law, like she's authority, she's authority, bro. Like she doesn't play.
It's her way or the highway.
Yeah, it's that, like, bro, literally, like.
Look where it brought you, bro.
No, look at yeah, bro, and all my brothers, bro, like. And my dad traveling so much, and there's times she had to play both roles, and you know she did a hell of a job, bro. Like she just made sure we were always in sports, we were always around good people, we were always in great schools. Like no matter what we were going through, we were always in great schools, bro. You know what I mean? Like, and yeah, bro, like that. I don't know, bro. Without that lady, I'll tell my 13-year-old self, bro, you better love that lady even more, bro.
That's what I was saying.
I mean, I love my mom a lot, and I do anything for my mom, but like, bro, you don't know what she's about to sacrifice for you and what she's been sacrificing, because she's sacrificing a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. For 4 boys, bro. She's
You're one of 4?
Yeah, well, 6 really. 6 really, but yeah. I got 4 brothers and 1 sister, which is like my other rock too, my sister. But yeah.
So, one of the last questions, I know you're on the Serving Sunshine podcast. What does Yifno mean to you?
Shit, bro. That shit just means like really other than just, you know, like the meaning for it, bro. It's like a good vibe, bro, and good energy, bro. Because like everything you guys do is always about the energy and the vibes, bro, and you know, bringing something for everybody. You know what I mean? Like just enjoying yourself, bro, enjoying the company of others. You know what I mean? It's almost like it's cool what y'all are doing, like almost like with community. You know what I mean? And like all the connections that you guys like met throughout, you know, college and high school, and you're using them to just bring multiple people together, and you know, at the pop-ups and everything, and you know, and the brand itself has got dope shit. You know what I mean?
I'm tearing up, bro. Fuck.
You know what I mean? Like I tell this man all the time, like, bro, like I'm super proud of you, bro, because it's like, it's just like, again, it's like he's seen my growth and I've seen his growth. So it's like the fact that I've seen like what he's been able to do. Like if you really saw how Witch was as a kid, you'll be like, oh, you gonna be straight, bro?
Fuck off.
Nah, I'm fucking around. But
keeping that, that's the thing.
Yeah.
but yeah, like definitely, like I just tell him all the time, bro, like you gotta keep pushing, bro. Like he was motivating me, you know what I mean, to make sure that I'm from the way he's branding and the way his creativity is and putting himself out there. I'm like, fuck, I gotta put myself out there, you know what I mean? And like it's just been a dope thing for sure. So like definitely just love like what that's doing, you know?
So I appreciate that, first of all. Second of all, like to give you guys a little bit more insight, like this has been my best friend, one of my best friends since I was like 11 years old. When he started doing his film, and I started doing like the clothing aspect, he, like when we just started, he would just like hit me up, motivation, hit me up, yo, I see what you're doing. And I would do the same back to him. So like, it's really like cool to see his growth from 3 years ago. Cause people, like you said, 10 years, like people don't even get these opportunities. And just to rattle off some of the people and some of the videos you've done, you said you worked Trenches Remix, you did Bad Situation with Moray, Next X with Sueco.
Yeah, my rock shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That was cool.
He's expanding to different genres. And then the 2 videos that had just released this month, correct? Were
2 this month. Yeah, it was.
Grown Man with Marshmello, Polo G, and Southside, huge names. And then he dipped in the Spanish market, his Spanish shit, his little bachata, his salsa, and with Farruko and Marshmello. So, I mean, we're coming to a close with this. I mean, you killed it. This has been a beautiful thing. You made me more comfortable because I'm awkward as shit in front of the camera. But do you want to plug anything in, like any upcoming work you got, any people you're working with? Just talk your shit, bro.
Nah, I don't really like, I don't know. I got some projects I'm finishing up post-production for. I'm not really gonna name drop nothing, but there's that, continue trying to expand myself as a writer as well. You know what I mean? Because like at the end of the day, to get your first opportunity is like, especially as a young dude, it's like, you got to make that script, really. Every director I look up to, from Ryan Coogler, Spike Lee, Tarantino, you know what I mean? Except probably Fincher, because Fincher was like, Fincher and Spielberg were like Hollywood's like golden childs in a way. You know what I mean? Like Fincher's first movie was Aliens 3, you know what I mean? Like Spielberg's first movie was Jaws, you know what I mean? Like, so, but all those other dudes, like, bro, they had to write, you know what I mean? Right. And definitely say, and I'll definitely just say, like, have faith in something. You know what I mean? I know everybody's not, Christian or Catholic, Buddhist, whatever it may be, but have faith in something. Even if you're friggin' atheist, have that faith in yourself and give yourself good energy, you know what I mean? So I'll definitely say, like, for me, it's just God and trusting God every time to align stuff. And even when I'm low, like, that's what's keeping me up is my faith in God, and my family as well. Because without them, like, my brothers and all of them, like, it just, and my sister, it's just, I don't know, just keeping yourself grounded, in something. Yeah.
You want to shout anyone out?
Mom.
Yeah, definitely Roxanne, my dad.
I want to shout out Roxanne. Roxanne.
You know what I mean? My dad, my brothers, like my brother's got the NFL draft coming up.
Shout out Jade.
Yeah, bro, he's worked his ass off, bro. Like Jade had nobody knows this, Jade had like a dream board that he made when he was like 8. He made a dream board. And he's achieved everything on the dream board. He had going to Miami, going to NFL, going to the combine, like the car he has, all that shit, like it was all on the dream board. Like a little ass cardboard cutout he made with my mom one New Year's, like, you know what I mean? And that fucking, it's like peeling and shit now. It's older shit now, you know what I mean?
That,
like,
bro.
Yeah, no, he just keeps always on his bathroom mirror. And definitely him, bro. My little brother Boogsy, bro, like, that motherfucker, like,
he's big as shit now.
He's big as shit, bro. But he's also just got such a big heart, bro. And it's like the craziest thing I'll definitely say is like, when you're older, it's like I'm kind of understanding when parents say like, oh, you'll learn from your kids. Like, I learned so much from my little brothers. You know what I mean? Like, definitely like them. Like, obviously I learned so much from my sister and my older brother, but like my younger brothers, Jay, Boogsy, and Asa, like I learned so much from them because like just their attitudes toward life. And it's like, I just like. I mean, there's times where, like, if you really know Jay, like, you'll be like, damn, like, I wish I had that motherfucker's confidence. There's no fear in my brother Jay. Same thing for Boogsy, though. Boogsy's a little bit different. Jay gonna talk his shit. Boogsy, like, he just going head on at anything. He's gonna fight whatever. You know what I mean?
Jay will
like,
talk his shit.
Nah, Jay talks his shit for sure. But I mean, like, Boogsy's a little bit more, like, he's just, like, running through a wall. Like, he's just focused and locked in. Same thing. Asa's grinding at his fashion stuff, it's just learning.
But as they should, bro.
Yeah, I mean, my parents got a lot to be proud of,
They got blessed, dude.
Yeah, my parents definitely, they busted their ass and it's paying off. You feel me? Like, yeah, I know, bro.
Well, I just want to say thank you so much for coming on. It has been a pleasure getting to know you. I'm fucking inspired to say the least. So this has been just amazing.
For sure. Appreciate y'all having me.
Yeah, I want to do a shout out to God. There's a huge range on this podcast you guys probably weren't expecting because most of the shit we do is troll. But yeah, I just wanted to get someone on. I mean, we were lucky enough that he was in the area and I wanted to interview my boy because like you guys are witnessing, like, we got a legend in the making.
This is the man.
You just gotta keep working, bro.
No meat rotting. Pause. But
bro.
Yo, it was lit.
Nah, shit was lit.
Also,
Shit was lit.
this is my first 2 drinks of the whole weekend. So I'm just trying to enjoy myself on a Sunday.
Something to be proud of.
Mom, don't get pissed at me because I know I'm gonna get a text when this drops. She's gonna be upset with me, but it's my first 2 beers of the whole weekend.
Yes, sir.
All right,
Can't say the same.
thanks.
That's a wrap.
If you've made it this far, thank you for tuning into the first episode of Serving Sunshine. We appreciate it. We got a bunch of stuff planned for the future. Stuff because I didn't know what other word to use. But take care, guys. Have a blessed day.
You've been served sunshine.
Oh my God, that sucked.
You've been served some.
Wait, what's Yifno? Yo, it's fucking nice out. Yeah, I like that. I like Yifno. That was pretty sick.